Welcome to the show, Lexy. Thanks for taking time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
OneOklahoma.com helps to make this possible, and Lexy will tell you about some of the cool stuff that they've been able to do and what she's got coming up. But, yeah, that was pretty thorough yesterday, Lexy. How did it feel out there? You guys look to be in a really good rhythm.
Yeah, it was a really fun game. Obviously, it was super loud with all the kids there. I think there was maybe close to 5,000 kids there or something like that.
Oh, my gosh.
I was just telling other people, they had these visuals. They're like, get loud, make noise, and they're just screaming. So I was like, no more visuals. But it was a really fun game. And we played really well. We had a good flow. So it was just a fun game overall.
How are you enjoying it? I mean, you made as unique of a shift as anyone can make in the college sports world, going from Oklahoma State to Oklahoma. But obviously it's been fun to watch you play. It's been fun to watch these teams and watch y'all grow. What's that experience been like for you coming to Norman?
Yeah, it was honestly a really easy transition. It was easier than I honestly expected, especially making that big of a shift. The people here, they're so welcoming. In the system, it was really easy, just to get involved and to kind of just get to know, get the feel, get the rhythm. But I think that just goes to show the culture here. Super family oriented, super welcoming. So I think they made it super easy to just get in the rhythm and just help myself just feel comfortable.
How comfortable are you guys right now? Pretty comfortable, it seems.
Yeah, I honestly think this year returning a really big core group and adding really good pieces. I think we have that chemistry, and obviously we are still building chemistry in some areas, and it's not always perfect. But I think we really honestly are a really close-knit group. I think that we play to each other's strengths. We want each other to do really well. We play for each other, and I think that's what makes us really good.
Can I talk about you personally before we dive into more hoops?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations are in order, right? Was it this last off season or last when you got married?
It was May.
Oh wow,
yeah.
Okay.
So just a few
months
ago.
Are new. You guys are newlyweds still.
We are.
How's he handling hoop season? Is he living every minute of it?
He is. He's so supportive, honestly. He's the best. He's always there. He's my biggest encourager. So he's handling it really well.
Well, tell me about your husband. What's he do? I feel like I met him last year whenever I went on one of the trips. Does he travel with you guys sometime, or am I just drunk?
I don't think he's ever traveled with us.
Not with you, but maybe gone to road games?
I don't think so, but you might have met him somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, he's normally at every home game, but no, he's living back home, so we're kind of doing a little distance thing. And
home is?
I'm from Tahlequah, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's about 2 hours from here, so not bad. Pretty straight shot. But he's back home, so we see each other on off days, and he's a firefighter, so he has shift work. So in between his shifts, he's able to come up here and see me. And like I said, he's really great. He makes it work. We're really good at making the distance work, and it's not always easy, but he makes it so much better.
Again, you're not. You're young. You're still young kids, but as far as college is concerned, more of a veteran. Mm-hmm. What made you guys decide to go ahead and do it this summer instead of, waiting till you were graduated? Was it just the feeling was it's time, let's go?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that like they said, when you know, you know. And I think my parents got married young, and his parents did, and so I think it's just something we were used to. And my older brother's married, and his older brother is. So I think it's just something that, for me, I've always dated to marry, and so that was something that was important to me. So yeah, I think we didn't really think about the time frame or how young we were. I think just when you know, you know.
Yeah, wow, how cool, man. Well, congratulations. That's awesome. He seems like a great guy.
Thank you.
And obviously he's a firefighter and a first responder. That's really cool. Mm-hmm. So when I say Tahlequah, I sometimes will say up in the Tulsa area. Now, I grew up adult-wise at Tulsa. I went to the University of Tulsa and lived in Tulsa for 18 years. But Tahlequah is kind of, even though you might say the Tulsa area, it's kind of like its own little world, right? Its own city. And the two high schools. You went to Sequoia, right?
I did.
So can you kind of just take us through life and growing up in Tahlequah and what that was like?
Yeah, so I actually was in Tulsa quite a bit. It's about 45 minutes east of Tulsa, I think. I'm not really good with my directions. But so I did. It's a smaller town. Honestly, it was really nice because I grew up in a a high school that was kind of smaller, and there was several surrounding areas, very country area, and so I think I just grew up kind of knowing everyone, and it's not that small to where like you go to the store and everything and you know everybody there, but you know quite a bit of people, and so I kind of find comfort in that, just knowing I'm going home and I'm gonna find familiar faces, and it's not a bigger city. That's what it was about. Like it's easy for me because it was important for me to stay close to home, honestly, for college, because I've had so many people come to games from back home, and that was really special to me. And that shows the love that's from that town, honestly.
I love Tahlequah. I think it's one of the coolest towns there is, and I think a lot of it too is the pride in the Native American like heritage that is so permeated through the area. You remember the Cherokee tribe, so yes. How much does the Native American culture in your in your world, how much does that mean to you?
Yeah, so I went to a high school that was all Native American, 3A school. So it was somewhere there. I grew up with a community that was obviously, I live in Cherokee Nation. So having that culture just back you up, that community there, they're so supportive. They have your back no matter what. They follow you. Like when I was in high school, we had more on our away trips. We had more fans than the other teams, like 100% of the time. So that was just something that was really unique about that place. And the culture, it's so family oriented. Like I said, they have your back. You know you're going to have people there to help you up whenever you fall or to encourage you along the way and to be there whenever you want to celebrate things. And so, like I said, very close-knit, very family oriented. And my heritage is really important to me because it's something that's helped me honestly get to where I am today.
I think those that were following women's basketball last season knew that, hey, Raegan Beers, wow, that's a big-time addition for this team out of the portal. What has she brought for you guys?
Yeah, Raegan's great. I've gotten really close with Raegan. She works so hard. I mean, honestly, all of our posts, they've made it so easy because they bury so hard in the paint and they work so hard in the paint and they finish really well. They make it really easy to pass to, and Raegan's one of those as well. I think it's making the guards really, really good from the outside because it's getting us open shots. It's giving us driving lanes. And when we don't have that, we have a dump in inside. And I think it's just adding another level to our game right now in our system. And Raegan's a really huge part of that.
Can I give you a compliment here, Lexy, that I hope you take as a compliment? What kind of setup is that? When I hear you talk, you sound like a coach. Like, I hear, like, coaching in your voice. I mean, is it something you want to do? Have you thought about that?
I personally don't plan on coaching.
Okay.
I honestly grew up in a family around coaches, so my dad's coach, so maybe that's a little bit part of it, but so a little bit of a coach's kid.
Just immediately when you started talking about Raegan Beers' game, and you're talking about crashing, and you're like, oh, my gosh, this sounds like a coach breaking something down for us. Have you not done any youth coaching or anything like that during your time? Now, you give lessons, I'm sure, and you help people out, right?
Yeah, I do. I give lessons, but I've never actually coached. I think just been around it.
I'm going to tell you something. I think you got that it for it, Lexy. If you ever want to, I'm motivated. I'm ready to go try to defend you guys. Can you just take us overall the mentality of a team that's been together now for a couple of years? 98% of the production from last year returned. Oh, by the way, you add on board an All-American. And I know Josh just asked about Raegan. But for you guys, what has it been like to have a crew that's been together and had success for such a consistent amount of time?
Yeah, honestly, this system initially it's kind of hard to kind of adjust to and kind of get the rhythm of it because honestly, there's not a lot of rules. It's kind of playing instinctually. And so there's a lot of reads, a lot of playing to each other's strengths. But something that Jennie really harps on is playing to your own strengths first before playing to other people's strengths. And not a lot of systems are about that. And so I think whenever you're playing your strengths first and then playing to other people's strengths, you're making yourself better, but also trusting yourself to make the next decision and the next reads and making your teammates better. And so I think, honestly, this group, like I said, we have each other's back. There's trust in knowing that, like, you can play to your strengths, but you're going to have an out no matter where you go, or you're going to have help, whether you drive or you shoot or you miss a shot or whatever the case may be, get beat on defense, you're going to have someone there because there's that help there. because you are helping each other out in that system, and it's on both sides of the floor. So I think just the system, it really makes you build trust and have that chemistry, and if you don't have that, it doesn't work. So I think that's what makes it really special.
How excited are you to, a little ways down the road, get into SEC play, see different conference venues and foes? You got a trip to the defending national champion coming up. What do you think about the challenge of the SEC?
Yeah, the SEC, it's obviously a really, really tough conference. Every night, there is no off night, honestly, and that's a lot of conferences, but especially the SEC. I think the top however many is all from the SEC. Top rebounding, top steals, like the whole conference, honestly, it's so powerful, it's so good, and it's a powerhouse. And so I'm excited. I know we're all really excited to just hop in there, get to kind of get a feel of it, see where we're at, and this is going to be a challenge for us, and I think we're really excited for it. I think we're hungry for it, but yeah, we're going to go test ourselves.
I'm going to ask you about some of your teammates, and let's see, which trip did I get to go? I got to go on a couple trips last year, but I feel like in each trip I get to know a little bit more about Aubrey Jones. And I think my favorite story was, she's just so pure, right? I mean, she's such a good kid, and then you watch her play, and she's pure out on the court. What's she like as a teammate? What's it like to play with Aubrey Jones?
Yeah, Aubrey's actually one of my roommates, so
that's what I thought.
I know a lot about her. So Aubrey's awesome. She works really hard, and obviously she has a really awesome shot. You know that whenever you're going to kick it ahead or pass it out to her, that ball's going to go in 9 times out of 10. And so she's awesome, and she's worked for that. She's worked on her shot. She's worked for that confidence. But yeah, she's part of the reason like we're so good, because you need those people to space out away from Raegan, and obviously we have that, and so Aubrey's part of that. But she works really hard. I love Aubrey.
Yeah, she seems like such a hard worker. You're right, and that's what makes her, I think, more fun. And then there's Peyton Verhulst, too. Now, did you and Peyton come in together, or had she been in the semester before you got here?
I think she got in a semester before me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What's she like away from the court? We've had her on before. Seems like a solid personality. How's she as a teammate?
Peyton's so genuine. I'm really close with Peyton, and she's someone that I can go to if I need advice on anything. She's someone that I hang out with, I talk to outside of basketball a lot. She's a person that I can go to about life and talk about things outside of basketball, because we're very similar, we're very like-minded. And then in basketball, she's super competitive. Peyton, she's a leader. She's an emotional leader. She's a vocal leader. She sets by example. But Peyton, she's a really good person, and she's a really good player.
You guys, I tell anybody that will listen, you're just so fun to watch this team go play. The brand of basketball, you set a scoring record the other day. What do you hope that you and this team leave with this program as you navigate this season?
Honestly, I hope that we leave with just people knowing that we love to play basketball, especially women's basketball being on a higher platform now. We want people to know that it's fun to play basketball. It's fun to roll up your sleeves, work hard, do the hard stuff. I think we're going to go far, and I think we're going to have some bumps. Like, obviously, every year people are going to have bumps in the road, but I think we're going to work really hard, and I think that's something we want to show everybody.
Hey, before we wrap with a little bit more basketball talk, I want to pause for a moment to tip the cap to One Oklahoma and Lexy. They're the reason why we're able to get a chance to sit down with you for an extended period today, and we're grateful for that. But I've always talked about NIL, especially in women's sports, being where there's not – and the pro opportunities are growing, obviously, with the WNBA. But it's a chance maybe to where, we can help give you and Jackson a nest egg to build a home, or for you to start a business whenever you're done. One Oklahoma's done such a good job, and I think NIL is so important in women's sports because of those opportunities it can provide for you guys. Yeah,
NIL in One Oklahoma has been awesome. I honestly just got to do a day in the life the other day, and it was really fun. I'm not much of a content creator, like I said, to someone else, but it was definitely a challenge, but it was really fun to do. And I would have not gotten those opportunities without One Oklahoma. And I would like to encourage a lot of people, Sooner fans, to join One Oklahoma to get that access to exclusive content from like myself and a bunch of other athletes. I think it's a really neat thing that not a lot of people or programs have.
Before we let you get out of here, got your bachelor's degree in psychology, right? And if I'm understanding everything correctly, pre-occupational therapy was the emphasis?
Yes.
What do you want to do? Well, I'm trying to make you a coach. But after you're done with your WNBA career, if you don't want to coach, what do you want to do?
So maybe coaching is my backup plan as of today, but I kind of plan on going after this year, kind of going to occupational therapy school, hopefully somewhere back home, and I want to be an occupational therapist, and I want to work in a hospital that gives back to Native Americans in the town that I grew up in, and but yeah, I want to hopefully not coaching right off the bat, but my plan is to go in occupational therapy.
Good.
What's Coach Baranczyk like?
She's the most competitive and the most passionate person I know, honestly. This might sum her up, but she loves really hard, but she's going to work really hard, and she's going to work with us, and she's going to do the hard things. A lot of times she practices with us, and that gets really intense, and any of the people on the team can tell you when she's practicing, it's intense, and she's competitive. But I love Jennie. She's given me a love for the game that I can't even explain, giving me confidence in so many different areas as a woman and as an athlete, and so I'm very thankful for her. I'm very thankful to have learned from her and to learn the system and be a part of the culture she's built.
Lexy, can I pose a fan question to you real quick off our text line before we let you get out of here? You got time?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Warren writes, it appears as if this team is pushing the ball down the court even harder than ever before. Does the depth of the team allow this? It's hard to tell sometimes which unit is on the court at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
Great question. Lexy, do you feel like you guys are pushing the ball harder than maybe you have in the past?
I think we have a really strong emphasis on fast break right now, and we want to play fast, and we want to play have more possessions than the other team, and we want to kind of score quick into the shot clock. And playing fast is what makes us better. We're really good in transition, and we know a lot of our strengths are in transition, and so that has been a strong emphasis. And I think our depth right now is tremendous, and that's something that you can fall back on, knowing that you have that. You can go as hard as you can for 4 or 5 minutes or 3-4 minutes or whatever it may be, and you have someone that can come in and you're not going to drop off, because it really, like, you have so many different lineups and so many unique skills that no lineup looks the same ever, and so it makes it really hard to scout and really hard to defend, but I think also transition is really important to us.
Okay, I got one more. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Lex. You've
No,
been so
go ahead.
good. One more. That sounded like a coach too. All right, so here's my final thing. You've had so much success at the collegiate level and the high school level, but your freshman year, you won the Class 3A tournament MVP as a freshman. That had to be a pretty amazing moment for you at such a young age.
It was, honestly. My freshman year, I remember that team so well. I was on a pretty experienced team. It was a lot of upperclassmen, and that was something that I got to go in, and I got to kind of just play, not like a freshman, but I got to play free, and I got to play. I got to shoot the ball a lot, and I got the freedom of just playing to my strengths without having to go in and make a really immediate impact, because that team was so experienced, and they took me under their wing, and they were really, really good in the past, and so they kind of took me under their wing and just was like, yeah, you can play to your strengths, and we'll take care of you. And I had those relationships with those players and my teammates during that time, and the coach, he was awesome. So that was a really fun team to play on, and I'll never forget that team, honestly.
That's so cool. Lexy, this has been awesome. We are so grateful for your time. If I haven't met your husband yet, I look forward to meeting Jackson. Congratulations on your nuptials and a great start to the season. Hope we get to do this again more often.
Yeah, thank you.